we'll begin with the Punch newspaper. The Punch leads with a light-hearted one. Nigeria to play Mozambique on January 5 in AFCON round of 16. It's a good thing that we qualified for the round of 16. We're hoping that we're going to advance to the finals and then eventually win the cup as a consolation to Nigerians for the Super Eagles missing, or for us as a country missing, the World Cup. So our boys, so far so good. They have done well. Well, to other things that we need to look at this morning. Tax laws row. National Assembly opens record for public review. So this record they're opening for public review, are we starting or are we not starting this tax from today? That's a question you can answer by reading that message or that story on the Punch newspaper. Tax row. National Assembly opens records for public review. Just a quick look at what the story says. The leadership of the 10th National Assembly has directed the clerk to the National Assembly to produce the votes and proceedings of lawmakers in both chambers alongside the gazetted version of the recently passed tax acts. The directive follows a controversy triggered by claims of alleged alteration to the tax reform bills as passed by the parliament. A Sokoto lawmaker, Abdul Samad Dasuki, had during plenary alleged that copies of the laws or the tax laws in circulation differed materially from those approved by the National Assembly. There's more detail to this story if you read it. It's on the Punch newspaper. Damage assessment of joint U.S.-Nigeria airstrikes ongoing. That's according to Defense Headquarters. Tax laws, court okays January 1 takeoff amid protests. All right. So the courts have spoken on the 1st of January. The courts have spoken. Panic as bandits attack police station in Ondo, and NNPC posts 502 billion naira profit, cuts petrol below 800 naira per litre. Interesting. New Year, Kwara uncovers attack plan, alerts residents. 6 killed, 4 rescued in Lagos boat crash. And 2027 presidency, APC assures Tinubu's return as Obi dump LP joins ADC. In the meantime, as we celebrate the New Year 2026, we'll put the people, the victims of all kinds of disasters in Nigeria in prayer, especially those who have lost their lives. We pray that they will find rest in the bosom of the Lord. Especially those who lost their lives in preventable events, and they are gone back to the Lord, and it's very, very pathetic. Okay, so the people in the finance house that they said were burning, and just this morning I heard a video of the person who was trapped in the rubble. He made a call in the morning. He still made a call in the afternoon asking for help, that he was still alive under the rubble. And finally, he was pulled out dead. And in cases like that, we know that if emergency responders were fast enough and the facilities were there, that life could have been saved. So we hope that something will be done by the government to make these people have the requisite tools to carry out their work. We also heard that in the arena, when the fire broke out in the arena, the fire service went there and said they had no water. So why did they go in the first place if they had no water? In other countries anyway, places like that will have fire hydrants where we will have access to water anytime you get to a place like that and you need water. You connect your hose to the water and then everything goes. But here in Nigeria, it's not like that. So every moment is a teachable moment for all of us. So please, the authorities should do something about it. And then the residents too in Lagos State, when a house begins to burn, there's a possibility that it's not going to be just that house because of the way people build. They don't give room for breathing space at all. The sanitary lane that is supposed to be between the houses in Lagos, they don't observe that. So when a house is burning, and the fire service are supposed to enter into a particular place to do what they need to do, sometimes it's impossible. So, like I said, every moment is a teachable moment. Let's begin to think about our environment. Let's begin to think about how to obey plans for any city, especially a crowded city like Lagos. Let's move from the Punch newspaper to the Vanguard newspaper. It leads with 2026 marks more robust phase for economic growth. That is according to our President Tinubu. 2026 marks more robust phase for economic growth. Tax laws, ADC, LP, NANS, others kick as implementation begins today. Jonathan Atiku Ohaneze, Afenifere Amechi Oborowori Mba salute Nigerians. Okay. Tension as suspected terrorists set police station ablaze in Ondo. And be unperturbed by unsettling reports of war. Fubara attacks Rivers people. And then 2026 Rivers not for political war. Fubara is the one saying that again. Now let's move to the Daily Post newspaper. As I said, we cannot exhaust all the headlines at one time, so we're taking the much we can at any given time and let you read the rest, or let someone bring it up in the course of the show and we'll discuss it. On the Daily Post newspaper, we have the same AFCON 2025 Super Eagles to face Mozambique in round of 16. Defection. I'll work with Atiku. Well, at work with you. Atiku welcomes Peter Obi to ADC. The question everybody's asking is, when it gets to the crux of the matter, when the chips are down, when the curtains are down, will it be a contest of how much money you have, or a contest of how much integrity you have, or a contest of how much the people want you to represent them, or dollar will just change hands? Who will bear the flag of the ADC? If that is established, then a lot of Nigerians will be at rest. Okay. On the Daily Trust newspaper, Obi's ADC switch boosts coalition is the leading headline there. Tax laws, NANS mobilizes for nationwide protest. Anthony Joshua discharged from hospital. That's good news there. And then 6 die in Lagos boat mishap. That's an unfortunate one. People who thought they were going to see the new year unfortunately lost their lives in a boat. On the Sun newspaper, Tinubu says 2026 robust phase of growth, vows to slash inflation below 15%, crush terrorists. We're waiting. Malami's EFCC case predates politics, Kebbi government says. Suspected terrorist attack Ondo community, raise police station. And 2027 Obi joins ADC, calls for united opposition to rescue Nigeria. $9.7 million terrorism financing. Court remands Bauchi Finance Commissioner Adamu, 3 others in Kuje prison. On the Nation newspaper, the leading headline is Nigeria Revenue Service unveils new logo as FIRS goes to rest. So now it is Nigeria Revenue Service, NRS. NRS is the new one. So when you see that, don't think it's a disguise. Is that FIRS has gone to rest. So now it's NRS, Nigeria Revenue Service. So new tax, new name. Okay, so President gets kudos on security. So read that story and find out who is clapping for the president for improved security as it is. And okay, so let's take just that because others are almost the same. On the Guardian newspaper, will soon disclose Tinubu brokered peace accord to Rivers people. That is according to Wike. Whatever they discussed, whatever Fubara discussed with Tinubu, he wants to reveal to the people. Okay. So, tax law controversy, Rivers emergency rule, others tested Abbas leadership. That's according to Agbeshi. Now, Petron projects projects 850,000 barrels per day output from new refineries. Which refineries are they talking about? So let's take a peep into that story before we join Rufai for his own thoughts. Nigeria's petroleum sector is entering a pivotal phase as domestic refining gains momentum as the Petroleum Products Retail Outlets Owners Association of Nigeria, in its 2025 sector review and 2026 outlook, highlighted over 850,000 barrels per day expected from new refineries currently under development, stressing that privatization, consistent crude supply, and regulatory reforms are critical to stabilizing the market and reducing reliance on imports. State-owned refinery rehabilitation has also come under scrutiny, with Petron noting that 11.35 trillion naira has been spent on the turnaround of Port Harcourt, Warri, and Kaduna refineries over the past decade, yet these facilities largely remain non-operational. Okay, that story is very interesting, so read this full story on the Guardian newspaper. So our time is fast spent. Let's join Rufai Oseni to hear what he has to say.
So, a couple of stories making around. Obi finally made his declaration in Enugu, a very symbolic, historical place for Southeastern politics. We all know what the role Enugu played in the history of Nigeria, you know, capital of the southeastern states, central states, and the symbolism of Enugu. There were other also leaders that joined him. The likes of Iyinaya Baribe has also said he's left the All Progressive Grand Alliance, he's gone to the ADC. And I saw the likes of Victor Omed there, I saw David Mark, saw a couple of other people, Ben Obi, and a couple of other people that were with him there. And Aisha Yusuf spoke, other people did speak. The big conundrum here is this: is he going to be able to be able to get the ticket? Secondly, does he have an agreement or understanding that in an event where he doesn't lose it, where he doesn't get the ticket, he will not go to another political party? Because like I said, this year, first, second, third quarter, leading up to when they do their primaries at the ADC, that's definitely going to determine the lot of the ADC. Maybe they're going to stick together, they're going to disintegrate. You have other people also there, Amechi and the likes. I also would like to predict that other people that you least expected to might also make a run at the ADC, because it is also obvious now that the ADC has become the major political opposition. I mean, barring if they do not use courts to against them, because don't forget, there's also a faction of the ADC which people like them, the former ADC presidential candidates Kachiku. Those ones are still there, and they're still saying that they're waiting for this central ADC being led by David Mark. So if that manipulation does not happen, if that political process does not happen, how is the ADC going to be able to surmount this challenge? I mean, these are many questions, and increasingly in the coming days we're going to understand it. So I predict you're going to have other people also that might probably join the ADC. The APC too will continue to consolidate, but time will tell as regards the political structure and when it begins. But I will say more about the ADC after they have their party primaries. The decisions that will be taken after they have their party primaries will determine maybe the ADC will still be there or it will not exist again. I mean, these are the conversations. As regards the tax law matter, the tax law matter is still raging and it's still there. So in the coming days, we're going to be seeing some people that actually have the harmonized copy. Now that it is certain that President Tinubu is going to go ahead with the law, and the fact that the National Assembly that did say, oh, we were going to ensure that the law is regazetted. As of today, you can correct me if I'm wrong, maybe tomorrow they're going to do it. As of today, we have not seen any process as regards the regazetting of the law. So there's a case of limbo. Now, in fact, some parties actually did go to court over this matter, But the court has said that they should serve them a pre-action notice and the likes and all of that. So that conundrum equally is there. But it looks as though, yeah, the law will kick off. There's probably going to be a legal challenge. There's still going to be a lot of civil society advocacy and all of that. And maybe at some point within next year, Dan Suki himself will come and speak to the media, because he's not been able to speak to the media. And I probably guess that he's waiting for the National Assembly to come out with their report as regards what's transpired as regards the tax law. So maybe when they come out with their report, he's going to be able to come out and state his own side of things. But we'll see how it pans out. We'll see what happens afterwards. We'll see the effect of all of this. Looks like the president has said, I'm going to go ahead with this. I don't care about any other thing people say. And as we go into the new year, the economic indicators are showing a lot of danger signs. Number one, how is Nigeria going to be able to raise revenue to be able to do all these projects? How are we going to be able to fund the budgets? We have a funding obligation of over 20 trillion thereabouts in this budget. Where are we going to raise that money from? NNPC is saying that they're going to have to sell down some assets. Maybe over 30 trillion worth of assets. Where are we going to raise that from? Would that be used to fund the budget? I would have thought that if we had sold that some of those assets, maybe we would have used to reinvest in things. Secondly, even the inflation figures. In fact, I was speaking to an analyst today, Tilewa Adebayo. I was talking about the fact that even the inflation figures are very suspect. That by his calculation, inflation is supposed to be around 23%, but this idea of 14% is quite very suspect. Yeah, Nigeria saying they have 51 billion in reserves. You have money in reserves does not show a lot of things. They are just saying that you can cover imports. But the most important question we should ask this government is, how are you going to be able to fund the projects and drive a level of growth that will affect the citizenry positively, which you are not able to tell us? When you also look at the budget, yes, there are also a lot of concerns. And what are these concerns? How is it going to be properly implemented at an election year? As of today, politicians have started buying ads. Obi made his declaration. Other people are making a declaration. And while all of this is going on, they are all gearing up for 2027 elections. It's going to be a heavy electioneering year. It's going to be less on governance. So how are we going to be able to tidy the loose ends as we go into the new year? The financial projection of over 4%, over 4%, that's just about a percentage point over population growth numbers. So population is growing about 3%, and financial growth projection is over 4%. That's just 1 percentage point over population growth numbers. How is that going to bring about growth? How is that going to open up the economy? Most of the infrastructural projects are supposed to open up the economy. Where are we on them? Gas and the likes, where are we on them? And hope we also know that President Tinubu cannot just unilaterally say, I cancel out all the debts from the NNPC. There are some procedures he's supposed to go through that we have not seen. So the trillions raised. And also, in this new year, we need to be able to ask about the books of the NNPC. There are about $40 billion that we're talking about that we have not seen. We need to be able to harmonize the book. I was checking NNPC reports for 2024. And the NNPC report was stating that I think they had over 52 trillion in liabilities and I think 48 trillion in assets. So the liabilities definitely is more than the assets. So how are we going to balance all of this? Will tax revenue move the needle? It's not going to move the needle. So that's why when part of those that argue that these new tax laws will do this, will do that, we're going to be able to see how much you're going to get in revenue. I mean, obviously, from what they projected as revenue projections for the year, you would see that the tax law is not even going to be able to do anything, because even if the tax law kicks in, how much are they going to get from PIT and CIT? That's personal income tax, corporate income tax. That's going to move the revenue treasury. It's still going to be a lot of borrowing. Our budget cycle, since President Tinubu got in, when you look at our budget deficits in terms of the borrowings and all of that, is going to about 50 trillion. So we have a humongous deficit. Our total assets as a nation, well over 200 trillion, 200, over 250 trillion thereabout. Our total debts is about 150 trillion. So you can see where we are on debts. So, and that's why, please, election matters. You don't need leaders that tell propagandas and all of that. You must be able to ask the leaders, what are they going to do for us in the new year? And when elections come, you need to be able to ask the question, what are they going to do? What's going to be their level of sincerity as regards the process of electioneering? And how are they going to marshal the electioneering process? Also, there might be some pressure on the dollar. On the naira in the new year, because don't forget, our electioneering process centers around the use of dollar a lot, and party primaries, payment of delegates, and things like that. All of those things, there's going to be a big, huge dollar requirement, and when all of that kicks in, you're going to have some effects of all of that on the system. So, and these are numerous things that are out there, and these are things that we should increasingly be looking up out in the coming year. So I'm just giving you like an economic picture of what we should expect in the coming year. A lot of political activities and all of that. I had a couple of stories to make rounds. So there's been some big defections also. Ina Barbie, like we talked about, has also defected alongside Peter Obi. And all of these people are going to the ADC to be able to strategize and get ready for the next electoral cycle. But another fight that we are seeing emerge is that of Wike and Fubara. In fact, Wike is now threatening that he's going to bring out all the agreements that he had with Fubara in front of President Tinubu, and that he's going to reveal all of that. That Fubara cannot keep to agreement, that Fubara doesn't keep to agreements, and all of that talk. So the question you will ask is, it is obvious that Fubara's decision to defect to the APC was a masterstroke and is hurting Wike. And that's why Wike has pretty much been in campaign mode, trying to assert himself and trying to ensure that he still leads in this game. Like I will always say, it's always a political game in the end. So we'll see. We'll see how this pans out. But the fight has just started. It's going to be an interesting one between Wike and Fubara. And we are beginning to see the hands of some people and some plots against Minister Wale Edun. I think since the time he revealed the truth to a lot of Nigerians. Since Wale Edun revealed the truth to Nigerians about that not meeting our revenue targets, there's been a big witch hunt against him. And that is not fair. For a man that stands for the truth and that revealed the true picture of Nigeria's finances, I don't think people should go ahead and attack Wale Edun. And I think this is the time people should be able to stay with Wale Edun once and for all, because, he told the true picture. You might not agree with him, but this idea to be able to witch hunt people and bring them there because they reveal the true picture of things that would meet the revenue targets, I don't think that's the right way to go. Real quickly, I think Nigerians should really ask questions. This Senator Yari, that his only major job was being a governor in this country, how did he get over $700 million to be able to buy Giregu? I think Nigerians don't ask enough questions, because, see, the banking sector that I know is either, yes, Zenith Bank guaranteed that deal, but there's no how they will just guarantee a deal to a man that doesn't have that level of assets. So, if he's the one that bought Giregu, he has over 50% shares, his son has 25% shares, how did he get over $700 million? And these are the questions we should keep asking. Because a lot of people are just looking and, how did Yari get that kind of money? Because that's a humongous amount of money for a politician. Okay. Bala Mohammed, and it's not that he has another company that we've seen before. Maybe we might know about one or two companies that he had before now. Bala Mohammed is saying that MG is prosecuting me and my cabinet for refusing to join the APC. There's been some corruption allegation against some people in the cabinet of Bala Mohammed and all of that. And I think one of his commissioners in Bauchi was being pursued for 5.7 or 5.9 billion corruption case. So we are still looking at that story as it pans out. Atiku calls President Tinubu incompetent in a New Year message, saying Nigerians are victims of bad policy. Atiku has described President Bola Tinubu as incompetent, citing economic suffocation, political recklessness, governors without empathy under the ruling APC. This is said with many other things, today. And by the way, Atiku has also welcomed Peter Obi to the fold of the political party, the ADC, saying that Peter Obi is his brother and political associate. The question is, have they agreed to be able to work together in a situation when one wins the party primary? Is Obi and Atiku ready to work together? I think those are the biggest questions we'll ask them in these coming days with all of these conversations. And it's only time that will tell as regards all of this. And we'll get to see how all of this will pan out in the coming days. So that political brickbat still goes on. A lot of business deal. Aradale Energy takes over ND Western with acquisition of additional 40% stake. Let's see how that pans out. And a Boko Haram suspect said he was paid just 100,000 to be able to bomb a mosque in Maiduguri. Just 100,000 naira. That's the price. Somebody was paid as a suicide bomber to be able to take his own life and destroy the lives of other people. That's to show you the level of massive poverty and inequality in our country. Just 100,000 naira. Just 100,000 naira. That's the cost they pay. So these criminals, bandits, go ahead, bomb a mosque. Hairs Energy acquired 20% of French oil firm stake in Seplat for 500 million. So Hairs Energy to Melu has acquired some stake in Seplat. It's also consolidating on its position. And you can see the acquisition. They're consolidating on its financial positions and getting some deals out of the way as the new year. I think in the last couple of days, the Ochadola deal, the Elumelu deal, and the ND Western, all of these came in the last couple of days of the year and all of that. So we'll see how all of this pan out in the coming days and see how all of this.
Okay, thank you very much, Rufai, for your thoughts this morning. That was Rufai Oseni telling us what he feels about the headlines of this morning. We also encourage you to talk to us about how you feel. In the meantime, we're being joined by Barrister Darlington that will be x-raying the headlines with us this morning. Barrister Darlington, good morning and welcome to the show. Barrister Darlington, good morning.
Hello.
Yeah, good morning to you, sir.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Yes, I'm good. How are you? And Happy New Year.
Same to you, my brother. Same to you. Okay. Welcome to 2026.
Yes, so we made it to.
Yes. Tax or no
against
tax?
all odds.
Tax or no
against
tax?
All odds. Yes, against all odds.
Yes. Okay. Okay, so today we are starting the new year with tax. We hear also that the courts have okayed the beginning of this tax collection from today, in spite of all the cry out by the people of Nigeria. I'd like you to comment on that, especially in the light of what the president has said. This year marks a year of robust economic growth.
It is wrong for the court to intervene in this matter in such a manner. It is very wrong. The court should be neutral in this matter. Is it the court that will collect the tax? Why should they come out and tell us that they should continue? I don't understand. Look, our court have been so much compromised. I am disappointed. Why should the court to come and talk in this matter? What concerns them with the tax? Is the court a part of the executive now? The court should remain neutral. That means if any case come to them concerning this matter, they are going to compromise. They have just shown us the type of court we have today. There is no reason why the court should intervene in this matter. There is no reason. The court should have remained neutral. That means they are now a spokesperson for the executive. Why should that be? This is not what I know the court to be. Everything has changed in Yamgood. Everything has changed under this administration, seriously. Our institutions are no longer independent. Tell me what is why the court should intervene and start talking and start speaking for the executive that the tax will continue to exist today. On what ground are they talking? Are they collecting our agency? Are they the ones to collect the tax for the? I don't understand. This is really an administrative matter. So what concerns them in this matter? We are fighting with the executive and what they impose on us. Now the court is making it worse. That means they have been telling you not to come to them. That is just the meaning. Since the court are taking a position, they are telling anybody not to come to them for redress. It's unfortunate, seriously, it's unfortunate.
Okay, so like you say, it's unfortunate. But now the National Assembly has opened records for public review. Is that an activity in futility, or what is it? Because they say they have
review of what?
Yeah, to review public review because of the tax laws row. They have opened records.
Please, they should keep quiet. They should keep quiet. Why didn't they do this thing before they even did what they did? If they had invited the public before they pass it, before this controversy, we would have said, okay, yes, they did that. But now, it's like closing the back door after the horse has escaped. Are they not supposed to call the public for this review they are doing now? You are calling the public to review a tax law that has been passed into law, that has started a lap of its own, and you are calling us to come and review it. Please, does that make sense to you? Does it make sense to you? You have passed a law. It's already running a lap of its own. The executive has started the implementation, and you are calling us to come and review it. So that what would that happen as Yamgood? Do you see that this particular parliament, this particular National Assembly, something is wrong with them? I'm telling you, something is wrong with them. I don't think they know what is parliamentary, what parliament means. A law is already running on its own. You are not calling the public to come and review it again. For what? Please tell me, for what? Is there any wisdom in this? I am sorry for them. That is what happens when you compromise your authority. I told them here that this romance they are doing with the executive, it will finish them, it will rubbish them, it will make them irrelevant. That is what happens when you continue to romance with the executive. Everything they do, you will not scrutinize it. You will not carry us along the line. You will not do due process. You just stamp it, agree, and then send it and everything, Then later, when the boomerang, you now call the public for review. Please tell them I'm not interested. And I pray any Nigerian should not be interested. Let them go and chew in their own juice. They didn't know when they were doing it.
This review includes production of the votes and proceedings of lawmakers in both chambers alongside a gazetted version of the recently passed Tax Act. But they also said that in spite of the level of public interest, only a few individuals had formally applied for certified true copies of the harmonized bills. So I don't know whether the entire Nigeria was expected to apply for certified true copies. I wonder, few individuals. Look at what as if
They now remember that there are the citizens impeached in this matter. They now remember after the thing has boomerang. Can you just imagine? My worry is that why didn't they carry us along from the beginning? Why didn't they carry us along from it? So if the public now come for review and all that, what input will it make? When Tinubu and his people have sworn that the tax law must commence today, and you are calling us for review, what impact will it make? Tell me. Tell that National Assembly to go back to school. Tell them I said that they should go back to school. They don't know what they are doing there.
Okay, but I also pointed out that the president has said that 2026 marks a more robust phase for economic growth. So do you believe in that statement?
I don't believe it. I will never believe it. In fact, it will never happen. He just spoke. Just like he did in 2024. It is the same fulfilling all righteousness. So to tell you that he has made a speech. But deep down, inside his heart, at the back of his mind, he knows that this will not be fulfilled. Yambu, how do you fulfill it when only 30% of the 2025 budget was accomplished? 30%. 70% is going to be rolled over into 2026. So what magic are you going to perform? Please tell me. What magic? With your 58 trillion naira budget, what are the structures that will power it? You are going to borrow money, almost 20 trillion. So why are you going to fulfill? You did not fulfill that of 2025. It is 2026 that you are going to fulfill. What magic? Please, what magic? With all this humongous amount of embezzlement and the stealing going on, tell him I'm not interested in his budget too, because there is no faith in it. Nothing to show that budget, in fact, he can't even accomplish 50%. So why are they telling us stories? 50% of this 2020 budget will not be accomplished. Quote me, it can never be accomplished because nothing is on ground to show that yes, we are moving forward.
Well, he said the bold reforms will start yielding results. Results that we've not seen from 2023 will start coming out, and the ordinary citizen will enjoy. Those were his words. So
we had it. We had it when he removed subsidy. We had it. These nice stories he told that to us when he removed subsidy, and up to today we have got to one single dividend of subsidy. Rather, when they confront him, he said, go to your state, go to your governor, they have the money. You, the federal government, the land allocation the land share you're receiving, what have you done with it? Do you know that if people are taking care of federal universities, federal medical institutions, federal roads, he would have shamed the governors. Because from his own achievements, the governors will now take a cue from him. But he has not done anything, yet he's blaming the governors. So the large amount of money you are collecting, what did you do with it before you start blaming the governors? You have a responsibility. Have you accomplished them? Have you done anything about them? Your own responsibility. Your own responsibility. Have you accomplished them before calling on the governors? That is the reality here. You know what you are doing with the governors. You are using that money to induce them to come into ADC to support you, not to do any infrastructure in their states. That's the truth.
Okay, but he has vowed that 2026 inflation will be slashed below 15%, and he is going to crush terrorists. Like they say, a hunting dog will be known when it's still a pup. So, do you are there any indicators?
There is no indicator. Money shows the day. Money shows the day. Where is he going to crush the terrorists? Is it this one that Donald Trump has literally invaded Nigeria and he ran out of the country on holidays? No, what is the indication that Tinubu is ready to fight these people? By the way, where was he before Donald Trump entered Nigeria? With his God blessing. Where was he? Somebody who wants to crush terrorists. If he had done it with Donald Trump coming here, good. If Tinubu has done what he's supposed to do to protect life and property, with Donald Trump moving with his smart bomb, can you just imagine this man? He think all of us are fools. Did you not make this speech in 2024 December? Did you not make this same speech? What came out of it? Every year you come and make speeches you can never fulfill. Yango, please, counter me this morning. Can you mention one thing Tinubu have done since he came into office that can stand the test of time, that can be sustained? So just one thing that you and I can be proud of and say, yes, we have a president in office. Mention one thing, and I challenge every other Nigerian, mention one thing, except what? Deceit, propaganda, speeches that you cannot even pinpoint and say, yes, I'm holding on this speech. Just mention one thing. As I'm talking to you today, we are looking for 210 trillion naira that is missing from NNPC, where Tinubu is the Minister of Petroleum. Can't you tell us where that money is before talking of tax? That money is enough to create four more countries. That money, and this is money that is missing. And the man at NAPC telling us that the money was misplaced. It was not missing. So how do you misplace such an amount of money? Those who share that money, those who share that money, they have used it to compromise our institutions. They have used it to buy our assets. Because I had Rufai saying, where did this man get that kind of money? Yes. He may be part of the people who share that 210 trillion. Because that money is in the hands of some Nigerians. And they are using it to do whatever they like. That is the truth. That money is not missing. Some Nigerians are holding that money. Tinubu should tell us, why should such an amount of money be missing and you are asking us to pay you tax? For what? For what? For God's sake, for what? Upon that, he cancelled what is it called? Money being owed that by the man at the upstream sector of the economy, of the NNPC. You know, you have the upstream and you have the downstream. Is that not true?
Yeah.
The man at the upstream, Benga Komolase, when he resigned, there was a reconciliation and all that. $1.4 million was discovered, and another 5 trillion naira was discovered. Instead of the federal government to account for this money, then you can resign. Rather, he said that the money has been cancelled. The money has been cancelled for them. So that amount of money is with somebody, as I talk to you now, and the person is smiling home with it, and you are coming to collect us from Nigerians. After sharing all our money, we will not contribute another tax for you, Abi. That was how negotiations equally did it when they introduced Alpha Beta. They introduced Alpha Beta in Lagos State here. At the end of the day, what happened? The managing director of Alpha Beta was so shocked with what they were doing that he had to carry the whole van and go and deposit it with EFCC. Apparently he was tired of fraud and all that. And when they threatened his life, the man ran out of the country. Why can't we use the Alpha Beta template if it was a success story? Instead of they're going to hand us over to France, looking for somebody who can give us a perfect tax law. Why can't we use that template from Alpha Beta? Because when they introduced it in Lagos, they told us that it is sad. It is the best thing that will happen to tax law. Is that not what they told us? At the end of the day, what happened? What happened? And you think that the man who introduced it is going to do better with this new tax law? He will do better.
Okay. Now, 2027 presidency, APC assures Tinubu's return as Obi dumps LP and joins ADC. We have seen Peter Obi formally declaring, even though he had relationship with ADC for a very long time, he's formally declaring now and leaving LP. And when we saw this, we also saw LP coming out to say, they're apologizing to Nigerians. Abure said he was apologizing to Nigerians and that they are now liberated because Obi left LP. The question now is not even concerning Abure. It is Obi joining ADC, where he still meets Atiku, who has been said to be a serial contester that may never want to give up that position of bearing the flag of presidential flag of any party he joins. Is this a political suicide for Obi, or are we going to see a better coalition, a better opposition with his joining ADC?
What I wanted to hear from Obi yesterday, I did not hear it. I wanted Obi to tell us that strategy that prompted him to delay up to this moment. Because when I was on this matter, Yambul, maybe you didn't know, there was several things I suffered because of this matter. At a point, I said I will not talk about Obi again. But I thank God all of us are witness to what happened yesterday. All that I said will be about ADC and Atiku, it came to pass yesterday. Obi is going into ADC and is going to meet Atiku there. So what was the delay all along? Please, somebody should tell me, what was that strategy? Because when I was saying this thing from the beginning, it is said that you strike while the iron is hot. What was that delay? What was the reason for the delay? I wanted Obi to tell us yesterday, but I didn't hear that. All the things he said yesterday is things that he has said severally in different fora. That's the same speech. I wanted to hear that particular thing that made him to delay and lost a lot of his followers. Kenneth Okonkwo left because he said he didn't know where Obi was going. And other people that left. All because of this delay. At the end of the day, what was the strategy? I didn't see. I didn't hear. You see, there are things you don't delay. There are things you're supposed to do in the morning. Don't wait until evening. Because by evening, the market would have closed. No, you won't see anybody in the market. It's not possible. Yangu, do you go to market in the night? Market, that is rural market, or the local market. Is it in the night that you go there to buy things?
Maybe I want to buy plantain that I will know that it is perishable. I go to the market at
Not
night.
only market, market is closed in the night. If you go to any market, they have a time they close all the markets.
Except so. But
Because
this one
of
has not
security,
closed. This one has not closed. Maybe he was waiting to see the picture very well.
Listen. So these other people that entered ADC before now, they didn't see the picture, I think. No, if all of them have waited until now, then what will happen to ADC? Will anybody be there to prepare them for Obi? Please, the Yambu, I don't want to go deeper into this matter. I thought it's okay. He has entered ADC. Let us now see what will happen next. It is not the ticket. Let's see what will happen with the ticket. It is that time I will talk to these people who don't know anything about politics, who are challenging me, who are talking from right, left, and center. They misled Obi. It's not good to overhype somebody. I was hearing Obi is not a small boy. He is this, he is that. I was want to come. Obi didn't really mean political science. He has told you several that he is a trader. And so there are things you need to advise him properly. At the end of the day now, he has gone to the same ADC that he delayed. I wanted him to tell us that this delay is because he was making arrangement with the Atiku and ADC that they will give him tickets. And now it has happened. That's why he's going into ADC. That's what I wanted to hear.
That not be too
That's what I wanted to hear.
Even if it happens that way, will that not be too premature to say that now?
At least that to tell us the reason for the delay. Yes. That's what I wanted to hear. But I didn't hear. So what was the delay all about? That he lost people who were following him. During the Anambra, Edo and Ondo, His followers didn't know where to vote because they didn't know where Obi is. And that was why he did not make any impact. Even in the low state of Anambra, and people were talking right, left, and center. I think they know better than me. If I see those people this morning, I will speak on them. Because they misled him. They misled him. They misled him.
Okay, so let's look at security. Damage assessment of joint U.S.-Nigeria airstrikes ongoing. That's according to Defense Headquarters. The strike was done on Christmas Day, and the damage assessment is still being done now. I wonder where it is leading us, whether it will delay another strike if there is need for it, or this is what will be done after every strike, because we're hoping that this is not the only strike against the terrorists. And that is what is happening now. The Defense Headquarters is telling us that they are assessing the damage. So maybe after that, they will tell us the names of the people who were involved, the number of people involved, and all that. I don't understand what these how this adds to the advantage the security agencies have now on the insurgents.
I am ashamed. I am ashamed of the today's Nigerian military. I am completely ashamed of them. Yambu, we don't have the military again. We don't have. Seriously. In the past, we used to have military. Today's military has been taken over by politics. That is why they don't know what to do. The politicians have taken over our military. And they don't know that this thing has eroded their relevance and their importance. We don't have military again. I am telling you authoritatively. Since I read the report of Danali Kefi on how the former chief of army staff died, the man that took over from Burutai, I became ashamed of our military. Seriously. We don't have military again. Assessing what? A war power came into your country and bombarded the whole place. It is when they have left, you say you are assessing. Assessing what? Assessing what? If you were military, should another country come and do your job? Yambu, tell me. What nonsense? If you were military, will another country come and do your job for God's sake? Please, people will stop annoying me this year. I don't want to be worked up this year. This is the 10th of January. I don't want to hear this type of nonsense. Your job, somebody is helping you to do it and you are assessing the damage. Nonsense. If you are military, can somebody come from somewhere to come and do your job? Come and do your job. That is what happens when you compromise. You will lose your relevance. Please, let me hear. Donald Trump should come again. He said he's coming back. Let him come again. Since you don't know what to do. You don't know what to do. We were saying this here, but they refuse to listen. You capture terrorists, you rehabilitate them into the military, into police, into all the sectors. And you say you're military, you are fighting terrorists. If you want to assess what? You will continue to assess, since that is your job. Look at how long this thing has been with us. You couldn't do anything, and you call yourself a military. DSS, army, police, all of you. You couldn't rout out these people. You are there until a foreign power came, and you said you are assessing. You are assessing. Can you just imagine? You are assessing. As I talk to you now, these same terrorists are occupying Benue and Plateau villages. It's on record. They have been there for almost 10 years now. These same military, police, they couldn't go and chase them away to where they came from. They are there telling me stories. I said we don't have military again. We don't. If we have, they should have done the needful against the terrorists. That's the truth. So let nobody be deceived. We don't have military again. Totu Bello is still there. A foreign terrorist occupying somewhere in Sambisa forest. Your military, your federal government, they used to go and pay him homage. And when they are going back, the man is so, oh, you are good people, so you came to visit me. Oh, I'm so happy you came. Oh, yeah. You see, I have some captives in my custody. Oh, yeah, take some of them. These ones, they are no longer relevant to me. Take these ones. I equally have some arms with me. Oh, yeah, take some of these arms. Give to your president. And they send my greetings to him, in this country is going on. Sheikh Gumi said whenever he wants to visit, the federal government used to give you support. They will go to where they are after talking and romancing and doing all the things with them. They will not come back. He said you have a military indeed, military.
Okay, what about?
Do you even know what? Do you even know what purpose means? Immediately, people will come back from this terrorist enclave. The military will come back and tell us that they are looking for Toju Bello. They are looking for where the terrorists are. That if you have any information, you should give them. Can you just imagine? Yeah, but can you just imagine? How deceitful can somebody be? How deceitful? It's unfortunate, seriously. It's unfortunate.
Okay, what would you say about what is happening in Rivers State? Wike is insisting that they are not going to make mistakes in Rivers State. Fubara cannot get a second ticket. The agreement that was reached between the president and Fubara will be revealed soon. The agreement he had with Fubara will be revealed soon and all that. Fubara is saying there's no war in Rivers. What do you say about what is happening there? Fubara is in
Wike
is in PDP.
Wike should shut up. He has lost the battle. Let him accept it. By going into ADC, Fubara has given him a bloody nose. There is nothing he can do. As it is now, Wike is neither here nor there. He is not in APC and he cannot even go to PDP because he has destroyed PDP. So he has no place to go to call a home now. Wike have no place to call a home. This nonsense is saying in Rivers State. It's time somebody in Rivers State to pinch his mouth and tell him to shut up. What nonsense agreement is he talking about? That agreement died with the PDP. When they entered into that agreement, we were in PDP. Now, Fubara have left for APC, so that completely killed the agreement. As a matter of fact, you don't enter into any agreement that is what obnoxious and against what public good. You don't enter into so. Let him even review the agreement. Let him review that agreement and let people shame him. You are writing agreement for what? Are you doing on River State? No, what agreement did you write that you can do? So you will be the one to go back for second or third time or what? I don't understand. Let Wike to review that agreement. Let us even hear it. Because they did not hand over the treasury of River State to you, Abi. But on what ground? Are you the only governor that ruled the River State? Somebody should put a stop to this nonsense in River State. Somebody should stand up for Wike. His arrogance is too much. Every time agreement. Agreement on what? Is it your father's property? On what ground are you writing agreement? And on what ground are you writing agreement that the Fubara should obey you and do whatever you give? Because the man has already taken a walk and you are angry. When you reveal it, what will happen? So if you reveal it, will you stop Fubara from being the governor of River State? I thought you said that you are invisible, that you know everything. Now that Fubara has given you a bloody nose by taking this master stroke, what are you going to do? Review the agreement, let us hear it. And let me see whether people will not, whether you will not be embarrassed. Agreement for what? For government office, Abi. It is your own. You will decide what will happen and what will not. On what ground? On what ground? Let him keep quiet. Nothing is going to happen because Fubara is talking to Tinubu directly now. He doesn't need a Wike. That is the truth. In my place, they said whenever a deity becomes too troublesome, it is reminded of a tree that carved it. Every deity is carved by wood. It is the native doctor that will carve it and give it a name and call it a name. So when that deity becomes too arrogant, the native doctor will say, come, remember that I'm the one that made you. I created you. I gave you the name you are bearing. So when we can continue to make noise, he should remember that at the issue, the people of River State voted him into office. How the same people can turn their back against him and there's nothing he can do. That's the truth.
Okay, but I keep asking these questions. knowing what happens in Nigerian politics, does Wike really need to be in the APC to influence what goes on in APC? Because it seems as if politicians now plant their boys in various parties that do their bidding. In fact, one person has been calling us and telling us how the president is a masterstroke that funded political parties so that they can work in his favor at this moment. And he sees that as a political masterstroke, and it's so good, he doesn't care whether it is destroying our democracy or not. So in Rivers State, it seems as if it's the same thing that Wike is doing or has done, and putting his boys everywhere. Now, even now that Fubara is in APC, he's still at loggerheads with his assembly members because they seem to be in the payroll of, or they seem to be loyal to Wike, who is not even in APC. So, how do we reconcile that?
It is not possible. With the disintegration of the G5 governors, Wike have no power again. All those things you are saying is because Tinubu was behind Wike. The only thing that is sustaining Wike today is the power given to him by the president at FCT. The moment the Tinubu withdraws support from Wike, he is like a strength force. He can't do anything. As of today, his access to River State funds is closed. That one is certain. It is closed. And so, where will he get the money to be making noise again? Where? Look, I will advise Wike to be very careful. He should be very careful. He should go and ask Malami what he's going through today. The next thing you will hear is that the EFCC are knocking on his door. Because he has a lot of skeleton in his cupboard. That's the truth. If Wike continue to make noise, they will remind him of the land he grabbed in Abuja and the houses he bought in US. And all the things he did in Rivers State. He should remember, Tinubu is after 2027 and not any personal issue. If Tinubu realizes that Wike is going to cause in Rivers State, he will drop him. He will drop him. That's the truth. He will drop him because Wike is not in APC. And he's not in PDP. So, on what ground will you be dealing with such a person that is a betrayer? You don't know where he is. You don't know where he is. Let's assume now PDP will not feature in 2027, but ADC is there as an opposition. So, what are you saying? Has Wike succeeded? Is there any way only Tinubu will contest 2027 election? It's not possible. There must be an opposition party. So what has Wike done? The power is limited here. He has not achieved anything, and he will not. That's the truth. I will advise people to be very careful. Yeah, I'm good. I will advise these people to be very careful. If you take into consideration what is happening in Africa today, all the nonsense you hear in other countries in Africa, is it not because of election? Is it not because of election in other African states that brought about Atiku and all that? These people should be very careful. They should be very careful. Because whenever you go to the bush and gather firewood infested with ants, Yambu, lizard will come for party in your compound. Lizard will come for party in your compound because you invited them. You invited them. There is nothing that nobody is invisible here. Nobody is invisible. That's the truth. Nobody is invisible. So be very careful. All these bravado, all these shenanigans, you should be very careful. Very careful.
Okay. Well, sorry, I had to fire you up this morning like this. It's a new year, so I'd like to wish you a happy new year, Barrister Darlington, and thank you for.
We just you brought this morning. Are you sure this new year will be good?
It will be good. Ah, God.
With many. with the money you serve me this morning, are you sure we are going to have a happy New Year? So ask yourself. This your money. Is it sweet?
Let's consider this as measles. When you have measles in your childhood, you will not have it in adulthood anymore. So let's just assume that this unhappy menu that I served you will be the only one we'll find in 2026, and the rest of the year will be good. Barrister. Yes.
Okay.
Let's believe
let
that.
Let me reluctantly and carefully agree with you.
All right. I'd like to thank you for your time this morning, Barrister. It's so good to hear your voice on the first day of the year. Thank you so much.
It's my pleasure. Thanks a lot.
All right. Okay, we were talking with Barrister Darlington, trying to x-ray these headlines that we had this morning. It's time to open the lines now. In fact, we're like 7 minutes late, but it's never too late to do that. So the lines to call us are 0700 903 903 903. 0700 903 903 903 or 080 36929933 08036929933. On WhatsApp, if you want to send a message or call us, it's 08171756338. 08171756338. Tone it down. It's a new year, for crying out loud. Let's enjoy the moment. We made it. We scored 365 over 365. That's a very, very good mark. A plus, you know. So we are in 2026, and I'm hoping to have very, very good news from you, how you celebrated it or how you are celebrating it. I hope to also hear the good things that you're expecting in 2026, and I'm also expecting, again, to know that you've forgiven everybody that wronged you in 2025, and especially yourself, because sometimes what we hold back is really the forgiveness of self. If we can forgive ourselves, then a lot of things will happen the way we want it to happen. So this is 2026. Who knew that we're going to get here? All right, let me begin with a message or some messages before I go to the lines. Happy New Year 2026 to all Nigerians. We thank God for the gift of life. For crying out loud, in which country that is truly practicing democracy will you find a president that was voted into power to serve the people will refuse to listen to these same people? President Tinubu has insisted that implementation of the Tax Reform Act, a document which has been alleged to have been altered on and forged, will kickstart as from today, 1st of January 2026. This action, in my own view, is more or less like a dictatorship government and not a democratic government. Permit me to ask, how can the implementation of the tax reform law begin until now? The comprehensive document is yet to be released to the public. Won't it be more shameful to commence the implementation only to withdraw it after detecting some errors in the document? I wonder the rush behind the implementation of a faulty document. On the issue of insecurity in the country, I want to use this medium to commend the Amotekun in Ondo State for the 39 suspected terrorists that have been apprehended. I would be glad if other states can emulate this laudable move and action too. Finally, Nigerians are demanding for transparency and accountability, especially for the release of the report of the alleged misappropriation of 210 trillion naira by NNPCL. Since the money was not remitted into the Federation account, and also the trillions of naira that have been cancelled by the federal government, which they have tagged as bad debt in the account of same company, NNPCL. Olorun Agbawa, God bless Nigeria. Temitokpe Onatoye from Ijagamo community. Thank you, Temitokpe. You're always on time. Okay, unlike the usual ritual of New Year message by a president, Tinubu has nothing good to tell us because every indices are staring us in our very faces. This tax matter, excess borrowings, and new bank 50 naira charges. For what? For what? No accident emergency ambulance to rescue Anthony Joshua. No fire service station inside major markets. The ones that have claims the ones that they have, or the ones that have, claim there's no water. Imagine. They don't really care about us. Obi joining ADC has activated APC attack dogs as expected. The minister of Peter Obi, Reno Omokri, has started his job. I only pray that ADC doesn't allow APC moles to join them, and for Atiku to see reason to allow and support Obi fly the flag. Happy New Year, Donald Trump, and good thinking Nigerians. Federal government free Nnamdi Kanu and face real terrorists. Chijoke from Isolo. And this final one before I begin to take the calls. Good morning. Panic as bandits attack Ondo police station, and they are terrorists, not bandits. And Peter Obi has officially joined ADC, and Atiku and Peter Obi, or Peter Obi and El Rufai, are coming together to unseat the incompetent Tinubu in 2027. Leo from Lagos. Please, there is no faction in ADC. Okay. Thank you for that information. Hello.
Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning and good happy New Year.
Same to you.
My name is Obinna calling from Eddie.
Obinna, thanks for calling. Go ahead.
Okay. The court said that there is no going back on this tax law.
They okayed it, that it should go on.
They okayed it, yes. Is it the work of the court? What happened to House of Assembly and the Senate? I want to ask you again. Are there anything that Tinubu have ever taken to court that they did not okay it? In Angola, we don't have any more court. There is no court in Nigeria. What we have is the court of Tinubu. Now the military that's saying that they are assessing the damage in the American missile in the Sokoto forest. What type of damage? Are there any damage or repair? I don't see what are they assessing. Damage? They did not damage anything. They repaired it. They helped Nigeria. There is no damage there. This language is just showing you that the federal government is supporting the terrorists. There is nothing like damage there. They should go to other forests and do the same repair. The way I understand it. Wike will finally end. He will not be there, neither here. He will not be in anywhere. He will not be in any political party because no political party will accept him. After he destroy PDP, no political party will accept him. He will not enter APC and he will not enter ADC. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Okay. This message is saying, Tunde Karim from Ujani King saying, Yamgul, my brother, Happy New Year to you. Happy New Year to you too. And to VOP crew and to us good citizens of my country, Nigeria at large. The Almighty God will be our strong tower in this 2026 and beyond in Jesus' mighty name. We also have this Happy New Year, Nyamgul and VOP family. May our new year be better and friendlier to all our citizens. In 2026, may God teach APC to do what is good for the masses. Obi's declaration is a good one, and it is expected to be a rallying point for the downtrodden masses of Nigeria, and I pray it succeeds. Let government learn to do more than they speak. All the talk about the economic outlook for 2026 must be devoid of political speech and be based on empirical facts. Finally, who altered the tax law as alleged by Rep. Dasuki from Sokoto State? O.C. Nwaje from Shasha. Good question. Who altered the tax law? We've never been able to have an answer to that. Happy New Year, VOP crew. Elder Agbata from Alimosho. Court refused to stop federal government from tax law implementation in January. Nigeria courts and federal government are the same, with ordinary empty body with no engine, so we don't expect anything less. Okay, hello.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hello, my brother. Good morning.
Happy New Year to you.
Thank you, my brother. May God bless you and your family.
Amen.
You see, I am not done. My name is Mr. Madekole from Ejibo. You see, this is a new. You're supposed to have new dimension, new love, new everything. But I don't think Dalito still have that love on P2B because he was the one that forced P2B to declare. And P2B have declared this morning, yesterday. And he was saying that it's too late. And when he declared, I was saying that student Esther was telling her that he has said that he's not going to run for vice. He's going to run for presidency. On Sunday, he declared, and he said that you don't want to understand what Chidima was telling him.
I don't understand what we expect P2B to do. And P2B has said it, and he has said it, and he going to run for presidency. We will not wait for him, or when the time comes, when we get the bridge, you know how to cross it. Do not let anything not rush. Everything is going to normalize. May God be with you and your radio in Jesus' name.
Amen. Amen. Okay, Elder Agbata also said Minister Emperor Wike should have allowed River State be. Wike should be told in unequivocal terms that a man who sets his father's house on fire will live to inherit ashes. He should stop behaving like a baby for material gains. Enough is enough. Okay. Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Happy New Year to you.
Yeah. Thank you. Well done.
Thank you.
And a good job, today there.
Thank you.
Yeah, I listened to Barrister Daliti this morning concerning Peter Obi. Yeah, everything has a process. There is a process for everything. Yes, in ADC, everybody cannot declare to ADC at the same time. It has to be gradually. I'm happy Obi finally declared to ADC. Even that is the normal thing. Obi is a very brilliant and wise person. I know that Obi is still coming to APC. Even taking anything. If Tinubu could not wait for Atiku for what is this man, Buhari, for 8 years, he might not even become governor. There is a process for everything. Yes, Obi know what he's doing. Though most of I was obedient since 2022. Though, if Obi if you are said after the primary, if Atiku win or Obi win, whichever win, I will go along with anybody. It's a party decision. So we are downstream. You cannot decide for the people that upset for our superior. But the problem that is the problem of most obedient, that his name must be on the ballot or his name must be on the ballot. Whatever Tinubu tell this thing, either right or wrong, that is the decision they will abide with. But not on just like what they did in Labour Party. That was even affected the party from the beginning. No way, everybody want to be master, everybody want to be in charge, want to be in control. Let's observe patient. Let's give the leadership to control as they are this. Well, we just follow what they are doing. It's not as if we'll be dictating for them. Well, Barrister Daliti always criticize everything. He criticize Showore, he criticize Obi. He want to anybody that did not do his own work is doing us rubbish.
Well, Barrister Barrington is not contesting, you know.
I'm not saying he's contesting. For him to be criticized, he find fault in every aspect.
Okay, thank you very much.
Right. Okay, thank you.
God bless you. Mary from Okayafa is saying this tax law shows that the lawmakers are not there for the Nigerians but only for the president. If they care for us, this tax could not have been approved. Multiple taxation for the masses. When you use your phone for any communication, you pay tax, state taxes, now national tax. Why pushing us and striking out Nigerian money in the hands of the NNPC members? Okay, thank you, Mary, for your message. From His Royal Highness B.C. Nwoko in my village in BC, Imo State. Okay, happy village things. Good morning and Happy New Year, Nyamgul, and all the VOP fans. Thank you very much for your wish this morning. We also are having so many other people wishing us Happy New Year this morning. Hello.
Hello.
Good morning.
Yeah, VOP, good morning.
Good morning and Happy New Year.
I wish you the same. Batex calling.
All right, Batex, thanks for calling. Go ahead.
Yeah, what I want to say is this. People are saying that why Obi this, why Obi that. What Nigeria need now is to rescue this power from this present government, because the way they are doing, they are going to perish Nigerian. Let us join together and rescue this power from these people before they bury us alive. Because this thing that they are doing is not a governance. Because all the whole institution, this man Tinubu have break all of them. No one is working again. So we need, let Nigerians join hands together to rescue this power from these people, or else they will bury us alive. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Hello.
Hello, Happy New Year, my brother.
Same to you. Happy New Year.
We are done well this year.
Thank you.
And God will continue to bless us
Amen.
and the family of UOP.
Amen.
Yeah. It's a big one that we are confronted with early this year. It's good. Like Barrister, the trajectory of Barrister is still working for him, and I salute him. My regards to him. And the other man, that's Mr. Rufai. But having said that, sir, I want to say that like the man that came in the night with Esther yesterday night, in fact, the Mr. LMA especially, all his submission, I have a lot of objections to it, because the argument are not just going through with me. How do I mean? He was saying that he should not have gone to ADC, that he should have moved for a smaller party. You know, all those kind of things. This democracy is a game of number. I mean, just one person can take you out of your winning stream. So you need as many. He started condemning this, condemning that. Who is righteous in this country? Not even in the world. Who is righteous? And he was just saying all this from here and there. Concerning this matter, I'm telling you, the man has rightly, to my own, made his best decision if he will follow it through. Because if at the end of the day he's not giving the, which I think that is the angle Barrister is coming from, that if this one is not on the ballot, he might decide to go to another place. But I know with what people in the condition of Nigeria now, they are already made answer for his slot. If he refused, maybe the offering deputy, he doesn't want to take it. Shirima today is there, Shirima is there. All what's going on is the Nigeria to keep on moving well. As it is now, we are in a quadrum. Look at all what we are facing. First day, I've just transferred some money now. I know how much charges I'm losing. Good morning.
Good morning to you. Okay. This is saying, good morning, Yamgul. This is Chima from Surulere. I do not understand how Barrister Darlington analyzes obese matters. Everyone cannot be bullish in action. Let him take it easy. He should know that his views are not perfect, but his own opinions. If he knows so much of politics, let him join, or henceforth be cautious. Thank you for your message. Good morning, VOP. Why is it that Barrister Darlington will finish analyzing very well and use Obi to spoil it? Let me ask him, when did Atiku defect to ADC? Obi knows what he is doing. Chisom Bernard from Orile. And this day came. Nicholas. Okay. Nicholas is just saying, this day came. It reminds me of the title of a book written by Shoyinka, and the man died. Anyway, this is how much we can take on this first half. We're going to move to the second half at 10:30. But for now, let's pay some bills and hope that you are going to be there when we return at 10:30. It's still a front page review, and my name is Nyamgul Agaji. See you on the other half.